After this video, you're going to be just a little bit more tactical. I promise. So previously in this channel, we covered what can safely be considered the two fundamental components of a firefight, moving and shooting. We went into depth about the whys and hows of suppression, which is vital to enable maneuver. And we also covered the three phases of the attack. What I haven't covered is the essential third component of a firefight. Without it, all of the moving and shooting in the world is rendered pointless. It is an essential skill in combat that most people in the game completely overlook. And it is arguably the defining feature of gameplay in Squad. I know you military viewers probably know what I'm talking about. Communication. If you have played a fun game of Squad recently, it was probably because you experienced top quality communication with your teammates, even if your tactics weren't textbook perfect. And if you had a squad experience that just wasn't there, it was probably because the team's communication was lacking. In this video, we're going to be discussing the basic tenets of good communication, how to make effective callouts, and cover some tips and tricks to use with the map and the fireteam leader role to pass useful information to your team. We'll wrap up with some classic gameplay footage of what was probably the closest game of Squad I've had in a long time. And as you all know, I love Squad. My goal is for it to have a healthy community that is willing to work together as a team, exchange thoughts and ideas, and help teach those who are new. I know we have a long way to go, but my goal is that this video contributes to such a community. So you've probably experienced something like this before. Everything is hit the fan, enemies are everywhere, and suddenly everyone has a lot to say. Even in the best case scenario, it's a lot to keep track of. Then there's the one squad mate who says over the squad channel, guys, I see something. I think it's a BTR. It's in front of me. Even without having played Squad, most people will instinctively know there are a lot of problems with the above example of communication. It's incredibly frustrating when you can't make heads or tails of what your teammates are saying. Now there are some technical problems with this example of a callout. There's a lot of missing or vague information, but the real problem runs deeper than that. Generally speaking, every piece of communication a player gives needs to adhere to three basic rules to ensure that their teammates can easily process what they're saying. The three rules are known as the ABCs of good communication: accuracy, brevity, and clarity. These may seem like obvious and insignificant rules to have to pay attention to, but the fact that players disregard the importance of quality communication is precisely why there can be such a high noise-to-signal ratio in in-game comms. Good communication is crucial for fun squad gameplay. So let's break down the ABCs one by one. First, we have accuracy. When you're playing squad and something comes up that you need to communicate to your team, it's important to verify that what you're about to say is accurate before you accidentally pass on false information. Calling out that there is an enemy BMP-2 300 meters east when there is in fact a T-72 300 meters west is not only unhelpful, but actively harmful to your team. Your teammates might send lats instead of hats to take care of the reported threat. Or the armor squads on your team that respond to your callout will be taken by surprise when what they think is an easy kill ends up being a high-stakes duel. Even if it takes a little extra time, always ensure that the information you are communicating is accurate. The second rule of good communication is brevity. When speaking over voice channels, a crucial skill to master is economizing your words to get the necessary information across quickly. Notice that I'm emphasizing the use of fewer words, not simply speaking faster. Speaking with brevity not only makes room for others to speak, but it also helps to preserve the fidelity of the information you're trying to deliver. Nothing dilutes important information more than unnecessary verbosity. Brevity is a skill that you will have to nurture over time. It can't be mastered overnight, but I encourage you to constantly be mindful of your words to speak with the most economy possible. And finally, the last rule of good communication is clarity. It doesn't matter how accurate and concise your callouts are if people can't understand you. It may be tempting to use flashy, technical words, but in Squad, it's important to maintain a simple, direct, everyday vocabulary to make yourself easy to understand. Remember, you're not a voice actor in some Call of Duty campaign. You want to be tactical? Well, the best tactical comms are simple, direct, and clear. Remember to communicate with clarity when speaking in-game. A common bad habit that you should always try to avoid is the tendency to think out loud while piecing together what you're trying to say. Trust me, I'm guilty of this too sometimes. This bad habit destroys the brevity and often the clarity of your communications and clutters the voice channel with unnecessary noise. Simply taking a pause to think through what you're about to say before actually saying it goes a long way toward improving the quality of your communications in squad. Remember that good communication isn't a skill that you just learn once and stop worrying about. It is rather a continuous, ongoing effort. In the chaos of a squad match, it's also important to make sure that the right people are listening to what you have to say and have received your message. Sometimes it's necessary to repeat yourself, and that's okay. Simple repetition goes a long way to ensuring important messages are delivered. On the flip side, if other people are trying to tell you something, take a pause and listen. If you do miss a message, don't hesitate to ask them to say it again, as the important thing is that you receive the information. Now that we've covered the general principles of good communication, let's talk about the specifics of making good callouts in squad. It's way too common to hear someone say, "Enemies on me," or "Enemies over there." In this section, I'm going to explain a basic system you can use to structure your callouts and avoid these types of comms. For callouts in squad, the important information can be boiled down to just these three: direction, description, and distance. To make it even easier to remember, we can call them the 3 Ds of callouts. The specific order in which you give the information doesn't matter, but make sure to include all 3, or else you'll be passing incomplete or otherwise useless information to your teammates. If you have any amount of uncertainty regarding the exact direction, description, or distance of the threat, that's okay. Uncertainty is the norm in warfare, and it's important to learn to operate within it. Just remember that you don't need to be hyper-specific. You can use approximates and still provide useful information to your team. For example, directions can be expressed as direct front or behind instead of precise compass bearings. For a description of the enemy, you can call out tracked vehicle if you can hear the tracks but don't have a clear visual of the vehicle's exact type. And for distance, you can use terms like close and far if you don't know the exact range to still give your squad mates a sense of the position and threat level of the enemy contact. It is also detrimental to be overly specific in your callouts, especially when it comes to directions. If I say there's an enemy fire team bearing 325, how many of you would instantly know what direction 325 is? Chances are that you wouldn't and would need to waste time rotating your view while looking at your compass to figure it out. Precise compass bearings are unintuitive and are relative to your own position, changing for teammates that aren't located exactly next to you. In general, I found that it is superior to use cardinal directions such as north, south, east, and west to communicate quick, intuitive, and broad directions to your team. When exact bearings are useful is when you're standing next to somebody and are already looking in the same general direction. In these situations, precise bearings are good for guiding teammates directly onto a target they're having trouble finding. For example, helping a friendly LAT locate an enemy IFV partially obscured by terrain. Regardless of how precise the information you use is, the important thing is to provide complete information by including direction, description, and distance in your callouts to provide your team with the most useful information possible. Now, if you're like me, distance is probably the hardest one of the 3 Ds to get right in a callout. Even if you have range estimation skills in real life, it doesn't always translate to the virtual environment of the game very well. The squad leader's map marker does provide a range number for you to use, which is helpful, but you also don't want to repeatedly bother your already overburdened squad leader to constantly place ranging markers on the map. Every player should have at least a rudimentary ability to range find by themselves. Some kits have tools available in certain optics and binoculars to help determine ranges, but one tool that every player has access to is the map. Let's go over some ways it can be used to estimate ranges in-game. Alright, welcome back to Pacific Proving Grounds. Here is the map. As you can see, it has a grid pattern crisscrossed over it. And as you zoom in, different scaled grids also appear. If you look here in the lower right corner, there's a scale that tells you the length of each of the differently sized grid squares. The smallest ones are 33 meters on each side, the medium ones 100 meters on each side, and these largest ones 300 meters on each side. You can use this scale and the grid system to estimate distances between any 2 points on the map. For example, if I want to find the distance between my own position here and this friendly hab to my west, I can see that it's approximately 2 small grid squares away, making the range to be approximately 66 meters. Now this system works even for diagonals that don't follow the grid lines directly east to west or north to south. It just needs a little bit more spitballing to compensate for the difference. If I'm trying to find the range from myself to the lower southwest edge of this island over here, I can see that it's approximately 1, 2, 3, 4 of these medium-sized grid squares away, telling me that the range to that island is around 400 meters. Now this method may not be precise. It's not going to be exactly 400 meters to that island, but it is reasonably accurate and way better than having nothing at all. You can reach the next level with this technique by developing the ability to look at the terrain in front of you and translate it to what's on the map. So as an example, I can see this rock outcropping and tree line here and translate that to be right here on the map. I can apply this skill in a situation like if I'm trying to shoot a grenade launcher, say there's an enemy over by the base of this tree. I have no idea what the range is currently, but I can see that it's right at the edge of this beach where it meets the rocks. I can use that by pulling up the map and estimating that tree's location to be around here somewhere and calculating an approximate range. I can use the 100-meter grid squares to estimate it's a little bit over 1.5 grid squares away. I can then set my grenade launcher's sight to the relevant range. I'm going to set it to 150 meters and then aim a little bit high. And just about right on the money. It gives me a reasonably accurate first shot on target. This same trick can be done much more quickly and with greater precision if you happen to be a fire team leader and have access to the FTL mark. This ability is really almost a hack that simplifies everything about communication and map usage in squad. Your FTL marker may not get a range number like the squad leader's does, but it will tell you exactly where it is on the map you're looking at, which you can then use to make faster, easier range estimations. The FTL marker is also very helpful for marking objects and areas of interest for your squad mates, providing them with instant information and easing the process of reporting enemy locations to your squad leader. It's as easy as planting your marker on top of the enemies and saying, "Enemy XYZ on my Charlie mark." The fire team leader is also able to place up to 3 markers, which is ideal for placing immediate and urgent marks on the map, which the squad leader can later replace with more permanent ones. In this video, we discussed the vital third component of teamwork in firefights that everyone overlooks: communication. And while it might sound really simple, good communication is pretty hard to come by and requires real effort to get right. Your entire approach to speaking has to change to involve more thinking and applying the ABCs of good communication. Callouts also have specific elements that you should be sure to include when communicating with your team. Thankfully, there are numerous tools at your disposal in squad, such as the map and the fire team leader marker, to help you make useful callouts. If you have any more tips regarding communication or using the map in squad, please share them in the comment section down below, as the spread of knowledge to help new players is an important goal of mine. In the meantime, enjoy some gameplay footage.
I've seen a heli go down. It's just a rough guess, but there might be a hab or radio or something up there. Probably so no, they can cover that way, no?
Yeah, infantry's pushing it from the south on my observe. That hab marker on Golf 11 is accurate.
You want us pushing out or what?
Yeah, nice.
Let's rally on my defend marker and then we can push together as a unit.
Keep it up.
Right on Bravo, guys.
Tank, I gotta be.
Yeah, southeast.
And we've got a fire team size element, so let's start pushing up.
Listen, let's stick with our fire team, guys. Even though we're in the left gate, so fire team.
Are you guys able to get across so we can assault this barn?
Right there. There's a heli guys in there. Put a 120 HE in
have to kill that one? What the fuck?
I'm bleeding.
Hey, Hell, if you're just scouting, do you
Friendly on the
check
side.
up at FA where that radio mark, because I think earlier Heli did touch down.
Alright, guys, get security up.
That's why they said to find the hab so fast.
Ah, fuck. Where's sweep out? Oh, Jesus.
Hey, is that radio on bleed? I missed it.
It's still bleeding, yeah, just checked it.
A tank just...
The radio is already dug down to the west.
So are we fully committing to the turtle here with 79 tickets left?
Thankfully for that shot.
Alright guys, we're gonna commit to the turtle as a team. Let's move up to the defend marker and just hold the defense there.
What about
Yeah,
the
it's okay. Once
Amtrak?
we can get on top of this ridge, we can see over the whole valley.
Yeah, let's do that. I like the ridge.
Hey, gun right on top of me.
Alright, let's go kill it.
They got a tow missile.
Hit once. Oh my god!
With my
Got an A vehicle marked on the map. Hotel 10, northeast of the point.
What the hell have you got?
Ammo bag.
Yeah. Where's the screw? Hey, Roger.
Good shit, squad 7, thank you.
Hey, smoke moving southeast! Smoke southeast! Smoke southeast!
Our lab took care of that vehicle.
Smoke southeast!
Yep. We got a spread marked on the road east of the point. Squad 7's engaging.
Lovely, mark on Charlie.
100.
Hit.
Good shit,
Kill him.
you motherfucker.
I got it.
He almost
Good
killed
shit,
me
good shit.
too.
Alright, that spread is down. The spread is killed. They're trying to cross from the north. There's a hab marked. Guys, let's move to the north side of the point.
We still have our...
Yeah. I should drop one.
Just
back over here real quick.
Like, you really 30 mile in the town, enemy BMD in the woods.
Hey, there's an
Don't
enemy
worry about
BMP on my attack marker.
Alright, Dance, I'm gonna go run over and take a shot.
Alright, sounds good. Hey, Tracer Dark, is it quiet over by the bridge?
Pretty much.
Alright.
Hey,
I'm sorry!
I'm trying to get a target mark for you. Yeah,
That's our
I'm
hat.
trying to get a better spot with the UAV. Don't really have this in the next spot. It's in full.
Oh,
Oh, next to the ammo crate.
I'll invite you
Yep.
in 2 seconds.
Correct.
Oh shit,
Whoa.
he got me. Sweepo, as soon as you're able, join the rest of us up on the north.
I just got killed. Good shit.
Hey, Tracer Dark and Vox, check your south side, make sure they're not pushing.
Looks like they're pushing the west. There's a bunch of people dying.
Hey, it looks like they are pushing our western side too.
Sounds good. Try to reconsolidate from the north push. Let's pull back into the defense. We got 15 tickets. Try to get your guys up.
Antic, let's move back down south.
Us.
Vox, you guys seeing anything down there to the east?
Alright, Six, let's go how those go in.
I see it, that sweet boat.
Alright, just get Sweepo up, stay there for a few minutes, and if it's quiet, come over to the west side.
13 tickets. We got this, boys.
We're at 13 tickets, so if you go down, make sure you're not giving up. Hey, do
Yeah,
you guys
they're
need help on the
absolute, dude.
northern side? Are you guys getting pushed over there?
We're trying to pull back.
Charlie, stay on the point, get your guns up north in case they push down that hill. Bravo, just keep watching the west.
8 tickets, boys. We're gonna try to pull back into the defense. Let them come to us. 6 tickets.
Tracer, are you guys in contact up in the north?
Mainly guys like, crying books.
Okay, try not to get decisively engaged. Make sure you're able to pull back at any time.
This is the longest fucking 13 tickets I've ever seen in my life.
But it means, you know, our team's doing a good job of not giving up, so.
Oh, there's fucking enemies to our west. They're in the tree line, 295.
Oh yeah? Shoot them! Enemy is pushing into the point from the west side. On Squad 5's move marker, Foxtrot 10.
South.
Artillery's coming in.
We have artillery on the point, everybody get inside. Guys, make sure you live through the bombard and get ready to defend against that last push once the bombardment's over. Get away from the windows!
You gotta get the Logi out. Get the Logi out.
I got hurt by the arty.
Seapo, make sure you get everybody healed up.
Yeah.
Guys, that
But he's
artillery's
fine.
finished, so make sure you guys are ready to defend. They're gonna push in now.
Yeah.
What the fuck? 2 tickets still? What is this?
Yeah, talk to
Charlie, how's the east side looking?
Enemies.
Where?
That was very descriptive.
Hey, Dance.
Hey, what's up, Fuzzball?
I started watching your videos before I even joined the 7th. I'd like to say they're fucking great.
Thank you, I appreciate that, man.
Hey, listen.
Yeah, don't get too extended there. Let them come to us, remember?
Hey, are we talking about the same dance, Vox?
I can't hear anything. Command comes, it's too loud. I can't hear anything.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
Scatter contact east.
No, I'm just fucking with dance.
Alright,
This is
just
great.
just take it easy. Make sure you're not getting shot. We're gonna hold on these two tickets for as long as we need. Dude, I bet the tickets are like 2-2 right now. That's why they're not pushing us. Fuck yeah, see? That's right. That's right. That's right.
Shot you!
Fuck yes.
Dude, at the end, I was dragging somebody, and we were like in the chat,
That's
like,
how we
stop
fucking
dragging
do it.
me.
Everyone didn't give up.
There's no
Shout out to all the
fucking
squad
way
leaders.
that works.
Dude, I don't die in
I
this
love
game.
you all.
14 deaths.
Yes, just remember.
Not
Look at Tracer leading our squad for fucking death.
There's no way that works.
Alright, foot in mouth.
So we can carve his ass.